G13, we're looking at the endings of these words. So some of them we've got the ED ending on them. Some of them we've got the ES or S ending on them. And some of them we've got the ing ending on them. So it's quite an interesting list. It's very much a revision list, and it's got lots and lots of information in there for you to look at. So if we get, I've already highlighted for you, so you could go through and highlight the words ending in ED, one colour, the words ending in ES, another colour, or S, and then any of the other ones that you haven't done, go through and do those as well, the ing. So here we've got hosed, and because the E is already there making the previous O long, we only have to add the D. We don't add another E, we only add the D here. So the same happens in closed. The E is there to make the previous vowel long. So if you listen to this, hosed, closed, it's making its d sound, so we need no ed at the end of a word can make three different sounds, t, d, or ud. So listen to those very carefully. Now down here we've got fold ud, so here it's making its ud sound, but we know whichever sound it makes, we usually write ed at the end. If the e's already there, we just add the d. Okay, so let's look at the next one, the words ending with es and s. We've got faces. Now the E here is making that C make its soft sound S, and it's also making that previous vowel make its long sound A. So we've got A, S, Is. So here at the end we're hearing the ES is making its Is sound. So we know we write ES and it's making its Is sound on any words that end with base words that end with a sound. So faces, we're hearing that little bit of a s. Now stripes, the E is here to make the I make its long sound. So we have to leave it in when we add the S. It's not strip-is, it's just stripes. So if you wanted it to say strips, you'd have to take the E out. So the E is really only there to make the previous vowel long, and then we just simply add the S at the end of it. So we're getting that sound. Opens, we're just adding the S, so we're getting that sound. Minds, we're just simply adding the S after the D, and we're getting that sound again. So we're just writing S. Folded, we've talked about. Hold ing at the end of words quite easy. Ing, ing, fighting. And glasses, because S is making it sound, we can hear that is after it, and we know that we're adding the es to make that is sound, glass is. So it is quite a tricky one, but if you think hard while you're doing it, you won't find it too bad. I don't think you'll make too many mistakes. So hosed, if you water the garden, you have already watered the garden, you would say hosed. So we usually add D or ED to the end of a word to mean that we've already done it. It's past tense of a verb. So the shop is closed and it's got a sign up closed. It means it's already happened. They've shut the door. Faces means there's more than one. It could also be a verb where you might be facing something. So he faces me when he speaks to me. So it could be plural for a noun, or it could be adding the S for a verb tense. Stripes, there are lots of stripes there, so that's a plural form of a noun. Opens is a verb. Open is a verb, it's something you can do, and if you're doing it now, he opens the door for me. We just add the S. Minds means more than one. It could be a noun, as in your brain that you think with, and it could also be a verb in that the babysitter minds the children when the parents go out. So it could also be a verb. Folded means you've already done it. So you might have folded the washing for mum, or you folded a paper aeroplane. It means you've already done it when you add ed. Holding, she is holding my hand, so that's something you're doing now. So it's a verb. Fighting is something that you could be doing. These people are fighting with swords. So they're fencing, we would call that now, but we could also call it fighting. And glasses, this is a noun, so we're just making it into a plural form, glasses. Okay, let's read the words, sound the word, spell the word, and write them. So we've got hosed, 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 hosed. So this S, remember, is making it Z sound, same as in close, closed. Okay, so we've got H-O-S-E-D, H-O-S-E-D, H-O-S-E-D. And once again, because that O is making its long sound, you're best to sound these words. And because the S is making its Z sound and the ED is making its D sound, it's very important that after sounding them, you actually find the letters that are making those sounds in these words. And that's why spelling the words is so important. So we're going to sound it. K-L-O-Z-D, 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 C-L-O-S-E-D, C-L-O-S-E-D, C-L-O-S-E-D. So if you didn't spell the words as well before you write them, you might find you write the wrong letters. So sounding the words first and then changing them to the letters we use to spell those sounds is very, very important. Off you go and practice that with the rest of those words. G13 day 2, we're revising these different endings on the ends of these base words. So we've got hosed, closed, faces, stripes, opens, minds, folded, holding, fighting, glasses. So you've learnt all these base words and we've covered these endings a little bit. Now we're going back to revise them to make sure you've got them right. Okay, so let's read the word, sound the word, spell the word, and then write it. So in the word hosed, we got hosed, H-O-S-E-D, cover it and write it, and then check it when you've finished, make sure that you've spelled it correctly. So read those words, sound them, spell them, write them, then check. Write the sentence using a list word for the words in brackets. So in this sentence we've got put water on. So we need a list word that means put water on. We put water on the plants. We hosed the plants. So the list word would be hosed. Then you have to write out the sentence with the list word in it, not the words that I had. We'll cross that out. We don't need that anymore. We've got the word right. We hosed the plants. Cover it. We, capital letter for the start of a sentence, hosed the plants. Don't forget the full stop at the end. He looks after the dog. We need a word up there that means looks after. The mother is keeping in her arms the baby. We need a word up there that means keeping in her arms. The boys and girls were not punching each other. We need another word for punching each other. Okay, verb families, you know, here we write the base word. So the base word of hosing would be hose. Here we're adding the S, so we'd have hoses. So if you hear E-is, you know to write ES at the end. And if you hear S, you just write an S at the end. So hoses, we've already got the E there, so we just need to add the S. Folds, you're only hearing an S, so you're only writing an S. This one opens. We're only hearing the S, so we only write an S. Hosing, if a word ends in E, you know that E goes away when ing comes to stay. So you've got hosing. We're adding ing to all the words in this column. Hosing, folding, opening. Over here we're adding the ED. So we'd have hosed. Now the E's already there, so we don't have to, on the end of hose, so we don't have to add another E, we just add the D. Folded, it's making its ud sound, but we know to write ED. Opened, the ED's already done for you. Write the base word of each of these words. Minds comes from the base word mind, so you just have to write the word mind there. Those ones are fairly easy. Don't be tricked here. Don't take away the E and the S, you're just taking away the S. Same with face is. The ES is making the is sound, but you only take away the S to get back to that base word face. Now this is a little crack the code, which you can do. So every letter here has been given a number. So if you look here, number one, the number one letter is H. So every time I see a number one, I've got to write an H. The number two letter is E. So number two is an E there and an E there. You can finish that code and that's your little hint there. G13 day 3, we have to write the words for these words here. So we're doing places, races, glasses, lasted, posted, icing, tracing, smiling, sliding, closing. Now remember when you hear is at the end of a word you write es. So even though the E is already there for place, we just have to add the S. Race, we just have to add the S because the E is already there. And glasses, you have to add the ES. You could never have three S's in a row in a word, so that's another hint for you. Now in these words, lasted and posted, you're hearing the ED making its id sound. So when you hear that, you know you have to write ED. Down here, the ing is ing. Now if these words ended in an E, the E goes away when the ing comes to stay. Now it is a long vowel sound for the I, so I sing, the E does have to go away when we add the ing. Same as in trace, there was an E there, we had to take it away when we added the ing. Smiling, it's a long I sound, so it was the E making the I make its long I sound, so we had to take it away when we added the ing. Sliding, it had an E there, but we took it away. Closing, it had an E there, but we had to take it away when we added the ing. So E goes away when ing comes to stay in all of these bottom words here. Now, this says copy the list word and draw. Lots of places have trees in the garden, so you have to highlight that word, copy the sentence, so cover it. Lots of places have trees in the garden. Lots of places have trees in, might need to go up here, the garden. You might be able to write a bit smaller than me. And then you've got to draw that picture. So these sentences are a bit shorter, so they should fit in. Okay. Verb families, so these are the base words here without anything added to them. Here we have to add S to these words, so we've got races, laughs, posts, traces, ices, slides, closes, smiles. That's fairly easy. Here, this one's a little bit tricky because if these words end in E, we have to take away the E, like we discussed above, when we add the ing. Whereas lasting ends in a T, so we don't have to take away that last letter. It's only if it ends in an E. Raced, if the E is already there, we only have to add the D, but if the E isn't there, we will have to add the ED. So lasted, posted, etc. So put some lines there to help you along the way. So up here we've got place, places, Places, cover it and write it. We've got races, races, R-A-C-E-S, C-E-S, so cover them as you write them, then go back and check to make sure you spelt them correctly. You can finish all of them. This is G13 day 4, and what we're doing is revising some of the words and the sounds that you've previously learnt. And what you have to do is write, number 1, write the word for the picture next to all the number 1. So the first one is a nose. Then number 2, write the plural for each word. So if you have more than one nose, we'd say noses. And number 3, write another word from the same sound group. Nose. I might write hose in there. You can finish the rest of these on your own. So you've got face, dress, spy, rose. You can finish those on your own. G13 day 4 is a word find, and this word find has words in it that you've previously learned how to spell. So they're all written down the bottom here. So let's have a look. They could go across, they could go down. So let's see if we can find one there in a minute, and they can go down, going down in a slope or up in a slope. So we've got all the way there, then we've got sold going across. So when you find them up the top, don't forget to cross them off down the bottom as well. Now when you finish finding all of these words, you're going to be left with 4 letters. There'll only be 4 letters left in your word sleuth. You have to find the word that those 4 letters make and write it